For real. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not want to be in Otega's shoes right now. Yes, I mean, I can just imagine how pained he is. Imagine searching the house thoroughly. I mean, for close to 10 minutes, close to the stipulated time Big Brother gave the housemates to search for the red envelope. Imagine searching everywhere, searching so hard. And then by the time you finally found your own red envelope, the buzzer had just gone off. So it's the buzzer going off and you finally finding your envelope. And then Big Brother instructs you to give it back to the head of house, right? And then by the time all the cross-checking was done with all the housemates who had red envelopes, it turned out that yours that you found late, just 1 second late, had immunity in it. Hey! Guys, I would lose my flipping nerves. I'm telling you, I would lose my nerves because, oh my goodness, listen, I felt so bad for Otega. I felt so bad for him because, really, who doesn't want to find the red envelope that contains immunity? Who doesn't? Everybody wants that envelope. It's not just about finding the red envelope. It's about being lucky enough to find the one that has immunity in it. And sadly, he found it, but it was too late. It was just too late. The ninjas that hide these envelopes, now it was just too late. But anyways, fingers crossed, we will see if he would be lucky enough to make it past this eviction week. Yes, because it's a real eviction week, all right? But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's live nomination process was quite interesting. There were quite a number of new elements introduced to the game. In fact, all of these elements, to us, they're not new because Ibuka already informed us on the during the double launch show, right? So it is quite new to the housemates. So Big Brother had to introduce those elements to the housemates. But before the actual nomination process started, the most influential housemate of the week was rewarded with his prize, with his reward, which was immunity, of course. And guys, listen, I really loved that twist because now I believe it's going to now propel the housemates to take it more seriously. It seems like the usual human reaction where you do something, there's a prize attached to it, a reward, but you do not know what the reward is yet. So you're just going to be chilled and laid back until you see the reward, and then you begin to put in all of your efforts towards winning that reward. And so I was quite happy that the reward was actually worth it, so that all of these housemates are going to take it more serious now. Those ones that love to take their naps, maybe they're going to cut down on their naps just so that they can actually pull their weight across all the facets of activities that happens during the week in Big Brother's house. So yeah, the competition is really high, especially in terms of the activities. Now, moving on to the nomination process itself, well, I already explained to all of you, it was quite an intense search around the house. The house was literally turned upside down, but at the end of it all, unfortunately, it was Otega that found it just a few seconds late, right after the buzzer timed them out from the search, and that was quite painful to watch here. So I just wish him all the best here. But officially, aside the head of house, aside the, what's his name now, the most influential player of the week, that is Rude Boy, yes, Rude Boy, and aside the person that the head of house saved with their pick from the tree of trinkets, I hope I got that right, yes, every other person is up for nominations, all right? And speaking about the other person that got immunity tonight, it was actually Kola. Yeah, so Kola was chosen by the head of house for immunity. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to mention that we have our first first long-term female head of house of the season, in the person of Tracy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the same person that the whole world, all of the viewers were wondering about how she got to survive evictions just last week, and then lo and behold, she won the head of house challenge. And not only did she win the challenge, she also won the challenger. And speaking about the strategy that she employed, to get an upper hand in the head of house challenger, that was quite brilliant. Yes, I misspoke when I said in one of my videos that she does not come off as one who is quite competitive because of her demeanor. You know, the only thing she literally cares about in the house is food and maybe some of the task that really picks up her interest. You know, but I was quite impressed that by the time Big Brother had given her the chance to pick her challengers, she had gone ahead to pick 4 females and a guy. She had picked Culture as the only guy, just so that, you know, they can continue to maintain the head of house lounge if he wins. She had chosen Dede, she had chosen Joanna, there was Ivata, and then there was also Thelma. Yes, but unfortunately, none of them could beat her to the game. So she re-emerged and maintained her title and retained her throne. So massive congratulations to Tracy. She really outdid herself and she shocked the whole of Africa in the best way ever. And now we know not to ever underrate Tracy anymore. But what even brought me back to there, I was speaking about Tracy utilizing her power, her veto power as head of house, to pick one of the trinkets from the trinkets tree. And when she opened it, the instruction read, save one only, or save only. And so she had been instructed by Big Brother to pick a housemate to give immunity to for the week. You know, having at the back of her mind that the house snail, being that housemate that is the least performing housemate during the head of house challenge, right, is not a part of people that should get immunity. As a matter of fact, the house snail, Isabella herself, is already like automatically up for eviction this week. Yes, so she had gone ahead to save Culture, and guys, I was quite happy that she made that decision, because for a moment there I was kind of scared that she was going to save Big Soso. I'm going to be frank with all of you, I did not want her to save Big Soso. Big Soso, if I did a video earlier today where I talked about how Big Soso had been quite hasty to come mend fences with Tracy, knowing fully well that Tracy has the power to give immunity or maybe something else, you know. So I was quite happy that Tracy did not give Big Soso that immunity, you know. She gave it to Culture. And if you ask me, I would tell you that Culture is the most deserving housemate to Tracy that got that immunity. And that is because all through last week, that Tracy was in her feelings, crying about being lonely and, you know, kind of feeling left out of all the excitement that's happening in the house. Culture was the only person that really stood by her, spent a lot of time with her, encouraged her, and was even giving her tips and tricks on how to navigate her way around the house, you know, and also how to fix herself into conversations that happen around the house, you know. So Culture really worked hard for that immunity, if you ask me, and I'm super excited for him, you know, that at least, yeah, he got rewarded for his hard work and his dedication, you know, into making Tracy feel good about herself the whole of last week. And yeah, what else? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the new element to the game that Big Brother introduced to the housemates tonight. Now, just as I said before, Ebuka had informed us before about the red telephone. That is one of the new elements that has been introduced to the season. Yes. So according to Big Brother, the red telephone will ring at any given point in time, but it will not ring by mistake. He told the housemates that whenever they hear the red telephone ring, they should know that it did not ring by mistake. So housemates should be at alert and pay attention at all times. Now, when the red telephone rings, one of the housemates, in fact, the housemate that is closest to the telephone, must pick up. And when they pick up, they must pay attention and then follow the instructions that is shared via the telephone conversation, right? Now, if it happens that the phone rings and none of the housemates wants to pick up, then the head of house has the power to appoint anybody at all to go ahead and pick the call. So according to Big Brother, they need to be at alert, they need to pay attention and follow the instructions as it comes, because the telephone will definitely ring at any point in time during the week. All right. Now, guys, I remember when Ebuka introduced this particular element, I did not quite get the entire concept of it, but it sounds threatening, you know, in a way. It sounds threatening because it sounds like any housemate who picks the telephone will either get treats or rewards, or they could get punishment or something. I don't know. And I think that anxiousness, the curiosity of it all, it makes for the anticipation of wanting to see what is going to come out of it. And guys, I cannot wait to see how it pans out for this week. Now, finally for tonight, Big Brother announced to the housemates that via their dedication to all the activities that was introduced to them, via their hard work, via their seriousness to task and everything, they have been able to meet up to their weekly target for the prize money. Now, Ebuka also announced this. Big Brother explained more on this when the season started to the housemates, that for every week, their target money to work hard for is 7.5 million every week. Yes, and they are going to work hard for this particular money up until the final week, where they should be able to make up to 80 million naira in cash prize, because that is actually the ultimate prize of the season. Now, according to Big Brother, it can either go two ways. They could either win and increase the money every week, or they could reduce the money. So the ball is in their court on how they manage the affairs of Big Brother's house. So ladies and gentlemen, aside little hiccups here and there, we kind of have an exciting season. And you see all of these new elements, I cannot wait to see how they all play out. All right. And this is where I'm going to stop talking, because I would love to hear from all of you. So please go ahead, share your thoughts in the comment section below. I will see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your evening. Bye.